to really understand, oh, I see now. Hello, hello, hello. You don't have that reason to stay in the thick of it. When you don't have a clear defined purpose, if something comes, it can easily blow you off of your stool and you're, trying to figure out why things are the way they are. Let me see. Um, I'm playing with some things, so y'all bear with me. Okay, that's what I want. All right. So you don't really understand why things are the way they are. When things happen, it's easy to get knocked off your stool. It's easy to forget why you're here, what you're doing, and it's easy to get sidetracked. So today's purpose is to give you some clarity on this topic, to help you identify your own mission statement for your own family. Excuse me, guys. As you know, I have a toddler. It's six. I have six children. Five of them are still at home, and I am filming from home. And so sometimes it will get noisy in the background. I just ask for your grace and understanding when that comes up. For the most part, I will try to keep it quiet, but sometimes it happens. So just bear with me, guys, and give me a little bit of patience. With that being said, let's get back into it. Um, so our mission statement, again, what is exactly a mission statement? I like to think about it and have you look at it as like a compass. Again, it's your tool, your guiding stick on where you're going and why you're going there. So again, your mission statement is going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you identify core values in your homeschool, as well as goals and desired outcomes for your homeschool. Again, so you won't just be doing this saying, oh, I think this is something that I want to do because it looks fun. Homeschooling, all the videos, I watch them myself, and man, they look amazing. They're so much fun, and they have all these great activities, and it just looks like it's a lot of fun. And while I will say homeschooling is fun, there is still a lot that goes into it. Even being a former traditional teacher myself, there's still a lot of planning. If you're doing it yourself, you have organizations like myself, as well as all sorts of organizations that provide homeschooling classes and all kinds of things that you can get involved in. But if you're doing it by yourself, if you're doing it for yourself like I am, then it's going to be a lot of time and planning. Then you got to find the resources and materials to go with that. Then you got to put it out and outline it. And so there's a lot of time and input on the back end. And then that 5-second, 10-second, 20-second, 50-second clip that you see of all the materials so neatly displayed and the kids sitting and doing all the things, it looks amazing, but there's a lot of work that goes behind it. And so when you get out of that honeymoon phase and homeschooling is no longer sexy, what are you going to have in your toolbox that's going to keep you grounded? That's going to keep you staying in the thick of it when things get tough? And for me, that is your mission statement. Because I hate to break it to you guys, but there will come a time when things will get challenging for you in this homeschool journey. There will come a time when you will question, did I make the right decision? And when that time comes, you will have your mission statement to lean back on when you can't recall why you decided to do this in the first place. So give yourself a break. Put a tool in place that's going to help you not only for today, but for years to come. When you put this mission statement in place, it is going to be so amazing for you when you see how easy things will become because you have this one tool in place, this mission statement. So in my opinion, I'm going to give you some outlines of how to do it. And I'm also going to share my mission statement, but by no means, and now you will hear me say this time again and time again, there's more than one way to do this. So this is just my way. I hope that you can take some very useful tools and create your own. But if not, at least put the idea in your mind and now you can go figure it out. Okay, so here are some reasons why it's really important, in my opinion, to create and craft your homeschool mission and vision statement. Again, it will help you be clear on your purpose. When things start getting tough, you can lean back and say, okay, I got it. It will help you with goal setting and planning. It will help you with decision making. You no longer have to decide what we doing, why are we doing this, what again. Again, it's going to help you with that decision making. Motivation and accountability. When things get tough, you can motivate yourself. When things you are trying to figure out, wow, things are really tough right now, and I don't know if I can continue or if I even want to continue. When you pull that mission statement out, it's going to remind you and it's going to motivate you. It's going to give you that encouragement to keep pushing in spite of the difficulty you may be facing at the moment. And then lastly, family cohesion. Nothing works better than a well-oiled machine. And all the parts are working together and we're all in unison. Everybody has their role, but we're all in unison and we're all working together, moving towards that goal. And so again, by the end of today's topic, you should have a clear, defined purpose in your homeschool mission and be able to craft your mission and vision statement. So the first step in doing that is defining your family core values. What brings you and your family joy? What is really important for you and your family during this time? What do you consider to be important? And why is it important to you? What are your religious beliefs? You want to talk about that during this stage. You want to discuss your educational philosophy. What is it that you want your kids to learn and why? Have a discussion with them as well. What is it that they want to learn and why? So those core values, those things that hold your family, your glue, the glue for your family that holds it in place. What are those things that are absolutely, these are non-negotiables. These are things that must happen. And this includes, again, what it is that you want them to learn and why you want them to learn it. Okay. Again, the character development, you want to talk about your educational philosophy, religious and spiritual beliefs. All of that will need to be defined during this time. What are our core values? What do we stand by? Having each other back, being there, being supportive for each other, making sure that we take care of each other. That's a core value in my household. Honesty, integrity, putting God first, that's a core value in my household. So again, defining the core values for you and your family and answering those questions. What character development do you want your children to focus on, and what's important for you that you want your children to have? And even include your children in this discussion to ask them as well, what is it that you guys want to learn? And why do you want to learn it? And sometimes, especially young children, they may not know the why behind it. I like to do it. That may be their why. And that's good enough for now. That's good enough. But it gets them in the thought process of thinking about, why am I doing this again? How many of you went to school and you know, in a traditional school setting, and you were doing a certain lesson, and in your mind, you're thinking, why are you doing this? And depending on your answer for your why determined the effort that you gave it. This is why that why is important, because you need to buy into it. More importantly, the person who is homeschooling, that child needs to buy into it, even over top of the parent, because guess what? You can force it on them, you can spoon feed them, but at the end of the day, it is them who will have to take it in, who will have to digest it and be able to produce it out to show that they learned this thing. Hello, thank you for joining us. It is the child who will need to produce the outcome, not the parent. So they have to buy into why we're doing this. Why? And again, when they're young, they may not have that why. It could be just because I like it. I like to cook. One of my daughter, she's 7, and I want to be a baker when I grow up because I like to cook. I want to learn how to cook all different kinds of foods because I like it. And that's perfectly fine. Now, the older she get, the more we'll define that. But for now, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Step 2, once you've identified your core values, now what are your family goals? We have our core values. We understand what's important to us and why it's important to us. Now, what are the goals that we have for our children in this space and in this time? Okay, so you want to think about your educational goals, what goals and outcomes that you want your children to achieve. Again, have your children do this with you so that they can buy in. You don't want to sit here and create this awesome, beautifully well thought out plan. In your mind, you are, oh, this is the best thing yet. And then present it to your children only for them to not like it and only for them to throw it out the window and fight you against it the whole way. Hi, welcome. So you don't want them to do that. So have your children buy in with the mission statement and have them do it with you as you are doing it as well. And take their input, gather their input, and don't just kind of, we're not doing this for the sake of doing it. We're doing it for the sake of using this as a tool throughout our homeschool year. And you'll see what I mean at the end of this. I'm so excited. You guys are going to be like, oh, wow. Okay, I see it now. I get it. My apologies, y'all. I don't know what they're doing back there. So I better hurry. Okay, so when you're talking about your family goals, again, determine the specific educational goals and outcomes you want to achieve through homeschooling. Think about the knowledge, skill set, think about the character traits, all of that you want your children to cultivate. You want to consider both academic and non-academic goals. So don't just think about what it is that you want them to learn. You also think about character, also think about volunteering, also think about skills and trades and, soft skills and things of that nature. So there are so many different dynamics and aspects to this. And this is why you're going to take the time to identify what that looks like for you and your family. Okay, you want to foster a love for learning, promote critical thinking, developing resilience, nurturing a well-rounded education. So when you put things in place like this, it will nurture a well-rounded education. Okay, so these goals will guide your curriculum choices. When you put these goals in place, they're going to guide what curriculum you use. They're going to guide your teaching methods and your overall approach to homeschooling. And again, all of this will make sense at the end when I read my mission statement, and then it's going to click for you and you're going to understand the different aspects of this mission statement and how it all comes together. So the first step, we've identified our goals as a family. We're considering aspects such as what our educational philosophy is. Are you a hands-on approach, or do you want school at home? I will say, just from experience, I would advise against doing school at home. But again, to each family their own. But have your child buy in. If you are able to have your child buy in, more than likely they're going to want to do things with their hands. They're going to want to be engaged, and it should look much different than what a traditional school setting looks like. So I'll just put that caveat out there. And again, but it's up to you and your family to decide what that looks like. So again, you want to consider your educational philosophy, character development, religious and spiritual beliefs. Again, and then these core values is the foundation of your mission statement. Now, the last thing you're going to do is craft it. So we've identified our core values. We've identified our goals, educational and non-educational goals, and now it's time to craft your statement. And again, I'm going to read my statement so you guys get an idea of what that looks like. And I have it here. That's what you hear the paper rustling and stuff like that. But I have my mission statement here and some notes. So when you're crafting your mission statement, think about how you want your homeschool to look, how you want it to feel on a day-to-day basis. What are you doing? How are you engaging your children? Are you a facilitator? Are you sitting back and allowing them to take their interests and run with it? Or are you a teacher where you're sitting in front of the classroom and you're instructing constantly on the different topics? Ask yourself, ask your children, how do we want our homeschool to look? How do we want it to feel? I want it to be joyful. I want it to be exciting. I want my kids excited to learn. I want to be excited about the topics that we're learning. I want to, what's another thing I want to do? I want it to feel good. I want our homeschool to feel good. I want it to bring great memories when I think about, because for me, and I will tell you guys, this is one of the things that I struggle with from time to time, because for me, I loved school. I loved it. When I say I loved it, yes, of course, I had my challenges just like everyone, just like in life. But overall, my experience on every level was amazing, from elementary to college, every level. I could remember some distinct, amazing experiences, and again, some challenging experiences. But for the most part, I love school. I love being in school. I love going to school. I love my teachers. Like, I loved school, everything about it. So when I think about that, and then I think about being called to homeschool, sometimes, that's a little bit difficult for me because I don't want my kids to feel like they're missing anything. And for me, I don't want to be the cause of them missing something, if you guys get my drift. So with that in mind, one of the core things for me that I want our homeschool to feel like is fun, because for me, school was fun. So I want my homeschool to be fun. So again, whatever those things are that you want to highlight in your homeschool, do you want more hands-on learning? Do you want more field trips? Do you want more engagement in speakers, etc.? Whatever that is for you and your family, that's what you want to highlight. So I want to share you guys my mission statement. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm on this new platform. I'm streaming differently, StreamYard, and I'm not sure how it works, but I thank you all for joining me. I can see you all coming in, but I can't see names and things of that nature. So we're talking today about crafting your mission statement for your homeschool. You want to identify your family's core values first. Then you want to define your values, then identify your goals for your family, and then you're going to craft your statement. So let's read this. You're going to use the core values and goals that you've identified in step 1 and 2, and you're going to condense them into a concise, impactful mission statement. You're going to keep it focused and clear. You're going to highlight the essence of your family's purpose in homeschooling. I'm going to show you. You guys are going to be like, okay, I see now. You're going to use language, again, that resonates with you and your family, resonates with your children. It highlights your family's values and aspirations, what you want for your children. The mission statement should be a meaningful expression of your commitment to providing an exceptional education and nurturing the holistic development of your children. All right. So let me read my statement. And again, this is my personal statement. Yours does not have to look like this. It does not have to mention the things that I mention in here because I talk heavily about God, but that's me and my walk. So for you and your family, again, you have to define that. Okay. To raise God-fearing children who personally know the Lord. They will know the Lord through daily study of God's word and promises he has for his children. I want my children to develop a moral character based on God's word. I pray each of my children, and then I name them. I pray that they develop a heart of compassion, giving, caring, trust, service, prayer, and self-love. The goal is for them to develop that internal measuring stick to do the right thing in God's eyes, not man. After building a character of Jesus Christ, then comes learning. Each child has a unique gift and style of learning. My task as their parent is to nurture that gift and to develop it so that each child may reach their full potential. My goal is to develop a curiosity for learning in a variety of ways through field trips, workshops, and experiments. I also think it's important for them to develop a strong sense in math, science, and world languages. Excuse me. They will read and do something in math, science, and world languages every day. I will provide my children opportunities to pursue their interests and passions, as well as provide opportunities to develop their social skills and build relationships. I aim to help my children develop a sense of respect for all cultures, but especially their own. It is important for them to develop, it is important for them to know their history and the story of those who came before them. I will help my children develop a sense of pride and knowledge about who they are and where they are going. They will learn entrepreneurial skills and what it takes to be successful as an entrepreneur. They will learn public speaking skills and have opportunities through book clubs, Toastmasters, etc., to practice and master those skills. And lastly, I aim to teach my children life skills that will help them become independent and productive citizens. Those skills will include, but are not limited to, cleaning up and taking care of themselves, cooking and baking, managing their finances, building wealth, and giving or supporting their community. And then we talk about the daily activities. So our daily activities will include scripture memory work, math facts, copy work, chores, drawing practice, music, and foreign language. You guys see how that statement encompassed everything that we need to do for our homeschool, including how I was able to go through there and quickly outline what our daily activities will look like based off of what we put in our mission statement. There is no question about what it is that they need to do, why they're doing it, or even how they're doing it. All of that is answered within that mission statement. And again, it does not have to, yours does not have to look like this. It doesn't even have to say, what was said in mine. But the thing to remember is to make sure it's concise. Make sure you is really clear on what it is that you are trying to say and what you're trying to do in your homeschool. And make sure, because remember I said one of the purposes for the mission statement is family cohesion. You can't have cohesion if you don't get their input. So you definitely do not want to put something together and then spring it on them and say, this is what we're going to do, and then expect cohesion. That's not how that works. You have to get everybody on board, get everybody's input, and then take it and produce this beautifully well-written mission statement that will serve the entire family, not just you or not just the kids. Again, it should be a balance. It should be a balance. Guys, so I hope that was helpful. Thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section on the video. Remember, I'll keep up the live for about 24 hours, and then it will come down to replace for the next day. There is a beautiful book. So I do want to highlight and mention some things. We talked about character traits. Of course, I wouldn't have it on me. Okay. I was like, of course, this will be the time when I'm trying to look for it. I don't have it on me. So we talked about character traits. Everything that, and I smile every time that I read our mission statement. So have your mission statement posted up on your wall, have it put in each of the child's notebooks, also have it posted in their room, have them read it once a week to remind them of why they're doing it and what they're doing it. But you remember when I read my mission statement, I mentioned those character traits. From that, again, I was able to create this beautifully designed, sorry, you guys, I got a screen on, you can't see it, but it's a beautiful book. It says, I Am the Future, and it's a character traits journal for kids. I'll put that link up there so you can see that. But all of that, everything that I've done had stemmed from this mission statement that my kids and I completed together. What skills is it you want to learn? One of them said cooking. Everybody, I think that's an important life skill. Can you guys all agree we should all learn how to cook, how to feed ourselves? Yes. Okay, great. Let's put that down. Now, financial planning. When you all leave home, I love you dearly, but you can't stay here. When you get old enough, you're going to need to go out on your own. You're going to want to have a family of your own, and you and your family are going to need to know how to support themselves. What are you going to do? Okay, we need to learn and understand how to manage our money. I think that's a great idea. So from that stem the entrepreneur event that we do yearly. From that, public speaking, I think that's really important. So from that, we do public speaking in our co-op every week. And from that, we have a public speaking event that will be coming up this year, major event. There's so many things going on. It's amazing that stem from this mission statement. And again, you see how we outline the daily activities, scripture memory, math facts, copy work, chores. Make your chores a part of your homeschool. Homeschooling is life schooling. It all works together. There are so many skills within doing chores, whether it's cooking, whether it's learning how to sew, whether it's doing laundry, washing dishes, etc. Even them cleaning up their own rooms. There's so many things in that. And then drawing practice, help them with creativity. Every day, do something creative. It's like a muscle that we have to build. Each one of us are creative. Guys, I told you I'm a Christian, so I speak from the Bible and I speak from my perspective. I want to just draw your attention to one thing. What is the first thing that God told us about himself? He told us that he was creative in the beginning. What he did, what? He created. He told us that he was creative. He also told us he created us in his image. So therefore, we too are also created. But we have to build that muscle. So work on something creative every day. If it's not something you can physically do, work on just like embodying it, like just reading it and getting ideas and inspiration. You don't have to physically do it. Sometimes you just get the inspiration because you don't have the time to do it. All right, guys, I know that was a lot. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I think that was a good flow of things. Let me know. You let me know in the comments what you think. But today, it's really important, guys. This is near and dear to my heart. I think it's so important. When you have a clear, defined vision and mission, when you have it clearly defined, guys, it's a roadmap. You know exactly where you're going, and you know exactly how you're going to get there. And it's also a motivation and encouragement. So when you forget that, when the doubt comes, when the discouragement comes, because it's going to come, I really hate to break it to you, but it is going to come. You pick up that mission and vision statement and you remind yourself why you're doing this. You read it out loud to yourself until you are re-encouraged on why you're doing this. until you are reminded and brought back to your original purpose of why you chose to homeschool your children. Guys, thank you so much for spending time with me. I truly appreciate it. I know you have many options. There's so much out there that you can be involved with right now, but you chose to spend it with me. And for that, I am grateful. Tomorrow will be day 3. I will say I'm on vacation. I got to figure out how I'm going to do day 3. It may come on earlier. I'm still trying to work that out. But tomorrow will be day 3, where we'll be talking about all about the child's learning style. So I look forward to you joining us, and I will talk to you soon. Peace and blessings.